Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. I've already got the spread out. This is a reading for the collective, so I'm not tuning into a specific energy. I'm tuning into the collective. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Excuse me. All right, so collective, in the past, you were in the energy of mental clarity, Two of Swords, decisions. Decisions have been coming up in the collective a lot recently. Big decisions, collective decisions. I mean, they're individual, but as we each make our individual decisions to choose ourselves, to choose our path, to choose a more enlightened way of seeing things, of maturing, of understanding our emotions and maturing, we are also making decisions to let toxic situations go, let toxic aspects of ourselves go, toxic behaviors, toxic connections, whether that's in a family, friendships, relationships. My birds are just really right, there's so many distractions. This is the second time I've started this, and I keep getting this distraction energy coming in. So there's something around distractions. There's something in the energy today, and instead of trying to fight it, I'm going to incorporate this, that this is part of the reading, something about being pulled out of a normal pattern, something pulling on your energy. Boy, hopefully this will get some answers, me as well, in this reading about what that is. So, decisions in the past. It looks like you made a decision to choose yourself, that quite possibly someone else chose someone else over you. So could be dealing with abandonment issues. There's I get, as some of you had a very difficult decision because it feels like you couldn't decide, that you were blinded, you didn't have all the facts, that your intuition told you one thing about this person, and but your logic, you couldn't prove it, and so it kept you in this indecisive mode. It kept you being manipulated. It kept you staying in a situation and not trusting yourself, until eventually something became very clear. And it seems like it's over realizing whether this is a romantic connection, a business connection, friendship, family, because it feels like a lot of this has surfaced. Realizing that where you're putting your effort and your time and your energy, you're not getting a return. And so you're unsupported in that connection. It is all about, it feels much more one-way direction, not getting anything back, other than maybe even if you do get back, what you get back is their projections, their resentment, their frustrations, whatever they don't like about themselves. Yeah, and so okay, for a lot of you, this is shifting very quickly. A lot of you, have been showing up in personal readings with an opening, an awakening, a very rapid awakening, seeing these toxic aspects of who you are, that you've allowed this type of toxic behavior and patterning, and then seeing very clearly these toxic relationships where you're not giving as much as you receive. And it feels like this truth, being able to see clearly what's going on, the landscape, you're making very quick changes. You're just like cutting people and situations out left and right. There's also restlessness. There's something about this expansive energy that we're kind of expanding and contracting, and the contractions you can really see sense the toxicity because it's dense and seems very obvious. And then you expand as you let go of these aspects, as you make changes, as you make choices. There's something very powerful about making different decisions. It feels like in the past, that's the distraction energy. In the past, you were trying to make a decision, stuck in between your what you feel you're seeing clearly, but then a distraction energy comes in and is like, oh no, self-doubt, doubt yourself, this is not accurate. And so you're like, oh, okay. There's something about you gaining confidence with the more you make decisions. It's not even that you have to make perfect decisions, it's that you're finally making decisions. See how that goes, and then make another decision. The more you empower yourself by making decisions that are in alignment with your authenticity, your truth, not looking for permission to make these decisions outside of yourself, then you start feeling movement towards what you've always wanted. It's like the universe is asking you to move towards what you've always wanted and who you've always wanted to be, so the universe can move towards you. Wow, that feels really powerful. Really powerful. All right. In present energy, we've got the Six of Pentacles, material and spiritual prosperity. Balanced give and take. That is what I was talking about here. Once you realize you're really wanting equal give and take, you have given so much. I feel like you're in this spot now where you're seeing your value, you're seeing your worth, you're seeing clearly what you bring to the table. Now that you are starting to clear or have cleared energies within yourself, beliefs that no longer work, and then cutting out toxic connections. Ooh, this is a real creative time. New ideas are coming in. I feel as you make decisions about who is allowed, who is worthy of your energy, of your attention, of your focus. Once you really know your value and your worth, then there's a tipping point where you're like, why? I don't even want to engage with this person anymore. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to think about them. I don't want to engage because it's depleting my energy. And It's not, I'm not going to get a return on my investment. So where will I get the best bang for my buck with my energy? Where do I want to focus? What would be fun? What would be fulfilling? What would be satisfying? Where can I shift my focus and attention so I can create stability and security and safety in my life? Where can I shift my focus and attention so I can experience all the things that I'm interested in and curious about experiencing, whatever that is? If you are feeling restless right now, it might be that your energy, after you come out of like a tired, dense, contracted period, you might feel this burst of energy, of expansion. Michelle from the Realization Hub, I'll put a link to her video in the description box below. Michelle's one of my teachers from when I started doing psychic work, and I find her monthly energy updates very helpful for seeing the forecast of the energies coming down the line, to make sense of what's going on in the environment as a whole, so I can adjust my energy and adjust my expectations and understand. She talks about in December's energy video how there are going to be these bursts, and it feels like in the collective that you might be experiencing these bursts of energy that make you feel all of a sudden you've got all these choices and you feel expansive and you want to move very quickly. And for me, it's hard to stay grounded in that as soon as you feel that burst. So grounding, and there's also a restless energy to it, a real desire to act on that. And that's fantastic. It's how to use that restless energy instead of just getting frustrated or anxious. Interesting. Right now is a time to take care of yourself and let go of relationships, connections, anywhere where you feel there are strings attached. Oh. This has been coming up, this within connections. This could be friends, family, business. That are there people in your life where you can tell that they want something from you. They want your time, they want your energy, they want your just to hang out with you, they want to work with you. But you're not really drawn to be with them, also because you feel like they've got a storyline about you that you feel like you can tell that they've got some story about you going on in their head. They're not talking about it, but there's some need or something that they're needing from you. I wonder if you can understand what I'm talking about, if I'm explaining this clearly enough. And it just drains on your energy. You don't even want to think about this energy anymore. You don't want to think about them. They're coming to you with a very clingy, needy energy. And it's something that's going on with them, and it's not a match for you. And in the past, I have a feeling that you would jump in, you would feel their needing of you, And that turned something on in you because you liked being needed. You're addicted to being needed. Being needed was how you felt valued. And instead of just realizing that you've got an innate value and worth, and that your value does not depend on someone else needing you. There's something coming up about making decisions around those who you feel like there's strings attached. You feel like they want you to show up when they want. They're not very supportive of maybe how you want to be supported. And so it doesn't feel like an equal give and take. It feels like they want you to show up when they need you, and they don't want you to show up any other way than how they want you to show up. You can't have your own issues. It's very controlling how they want you to show up, and it makes you feel like that's too small of you're asking me to show up in a very specific way, and I just want to show up how I want to show up. Feels like you're making decisions about, I choose how and when I show up, and it's not someone else's. But I'm not giving away how I show up to other people anymore. I'm not jumping through hoops for other people. This is so empowering. This feels like a lot of decisions being made, and a lot of, I don't feel like this situation that I'm talking about, this isn't a mean person. These aren't bad people. These are just people who are helping you learn these lessons. So sending them appreciation for the clarity as you make these choices about who you really want to, where you want to go, who you want to be with, and that can shift. It doesn't have to be solid. It can be a very flexible space that sometimes people come together because the energies are right, and then they move away. It feels like you're also learning different attachment styles, that you're not clinging on to people and needing them, and you don't want them to cling on and need you either. It feels very draining to your energy. All right, family pattern, 2 of Pentacles, movement, choices, and decisions. Okay, family pattern. What's the family pattern, the collective? These kind of wanted to come up. Okay. Okay. A family pattern that's coming up is around making decisions. Feels like in the past, a family pattern is that there's someone in the family who's the boss, someone who does make the decisions, someone who made your decisions for you. I mean, when we're dependent, we give away our choices rather reluctantly at times as a child, but to live, to survive, we give up our independence, and our parents make decisions for us. The more controlling, the more punishing, the more your upbringing was more like behavior modification and controlling your behavior, and not about you as soul, as an individual. It's about controlling the way you behave. If you've had that type of upbringing, what's happening now is it feels like you have gone into relationships and connections and given your power of decision making over to another for a large part. Sure, there are times when you don't care. You're very neutral about a choice. I don't care which restaurant I go to. I don't care what we do in this situation. But if you do have an opinion or a desire, I would like this, then in connections, it feels like you didn't feel comfortable in that to be the one leading the charge for many different reasons that are coming up. But now the family pattern that's shifting is that you are deciding, that you are embodying an inner justice, an inner truth, an inner balance. It's like you're bringing in the energy of truth and balance. Feels like between the head and the heart, especially using logic and your heart space, your intuition to guide you so you can find clarity and balance, so you can make good choices for yourself. The disruption energy that kept coming in this reading in the beginning and even before this reading started, it feels like there have been a lot of disruptions, the energies coming in and not wanting you to take your power. I don't feel that they're consciously doing this. This is just energy. It feels more like realizing that there's something in your energy that says, oh, my wants aren't as important. My wants and needs we can put on the back burner. At times there are agreements that we make where we do that, and it is necessary. If you've ever been a parent, you take on this agreement. I'm going to put aside many of my wants and needs so I can give to the need of this child or children. And so situations like that, it's not all like, I want to do what I want to do. However, if those agreements are over, if your children have been raised or they're older and they're wanting more independence, you are wanting to step into more independence, more of what you want to create in this world. It feels like some of you might have gotten stuck in old programming around relationships, that you give everything to a relationship, or you constantly stay in that archetype of parent, mother or father, and that you give all to the other forever, instead of this. I'm exploring this archetype for a while, but I also would like the archetype of whoever I am, or other archetypes or other aspects of me, that you don't always have to, once you've explored an archetype and you had agreements, that's not solid. You can consciously release those agreements and shift things up. All right, personal issues right now is 3 of Cups. Joyce and celebration. Personal issues. Okay, so this is a personal issue around finances. Just talking about that, it's interesting for me. The energy just kind of like got real serious and dense. And that is what this is talking about. There's a personal issue around finances being something very serious, not fun. Jobs are not fun. They're a drag. They're something you have to do in order to live. And I feel like that's an old paradigm that we are shifting out of. That there's a shift into focusing on what you love, what excites you, what you want to create personally, even if no one, especially if no one's ever done it before. It's just trusting more and more your intuition, making a step away. This energy is not suggesting that you're in a job, it pays well, you're not happy, you hear this message and you're like, screw the job, I leave it, I'm going to just jump off this cliff and hope that what I love supports me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a slowly making decisions, step at a time, to follow until you believe, until you can feel, until you know that what you love doing can support you. That what you love is, I feel like if you have something that you've wanted to do, but you're nervous about it, you're feeling insecure, you're not sure if that should be, there is some gift inside of you. If you feel a calling to do something, there are people out in the world waiting for you to be yourself, to express your gifts. Not only because then you carry within you the light, the roadmap of you, of someone who is following their intuition, someone who is following their inspiration, someone who is trusting the guidance. And on top of that, there's something that you have, some messages, some creative something, some energy, some messages that you have that others are waiting for. They're waiting for you to be yourself and to express those gifts. And I'm not saying to do it for others, but what I'm saying is that if you feel that there's something that you want to achieve, that you've always wanted, that you feel a calling to, you feel it so strongly, and you kind of self-sabotage and doubt, and you never do it, you don't take the steps towards making that happen, I'm sensing there are people who are waiting for you to achieve that, to step into that space, because they've been waiting for you. There's something really beautiful there. It isn't just something you've made up. Whatever that calling is, whatever that spark is, whatever gets you really excited, what you love talking about, you love meeting people who are also interested in the same thing, whatever that is, it's interested in you too. That feels, boy, this feels like a very expansive reading, like a burst. People are ready to take action. All right, this is your conscience, solitude. What you would do if no one were there to judge you. Right away, this is, some of you might be really drawn to being alone right now. that is a part of a self-healing, of pulling back your energy, of healing, separating from toxic energies. If you've been feeling that, go with it. That's beautiful. I'm also getting out of this energy as well that some of you are really ready to start a new chapter. Something you've had a big eye-opening experience, maybe some tower moments. Life is not leading you where you expected it to. And it's been incredibly disappointing to see the truth of that you're not going to go, your life is not turning out the way you thought it was going to. However, the silver lining is this is giving you the opportunity to now create a new story, something very new, a very new you. You might be experiencing conflict with others right now. And there's I don't see temperance, but what it feels like is realizing that these are just that people are experiencing bursts of energy, and people might be going in a different direction than you expected. You might be going in a different direction than expected. If someone shifts their energy, and it feels like a time for being irritated and frustrated with people, and maybe that's why naturally going inside, going into a solitary kind of space. I'm getting like not to react from that space, not to react from being frustrated, but to see that there's some kind of silver lining that's happening with these eruptions, with these not getting along, breaking down of communication with people. It feels related to attachment, like not being attached to trying to control people or keep people to show up how you want them to. This feels like the mirror of what's going on in the present energy. There's someone who's you feel like you need to manage, someone who tells you when to show up and wants to, and how to show up, and they don't like how you show up, and so it's very frustrating. And then here is your part where it feels like you might be needing people to show up in a specific way as well. So it looks like there is a mirror here that you might be doing this as well. And it doesn't feel like you are anybody's purposely trying to hurt anybody in either of these energies. And so maybe by seeing that you are tapping into and doing this type of thing as well will help you see that this isn't done out of some kind of trying to get you or anything. They're following their desires, they're following their path. And so it feels like a collective learning how to heal toxic attachment styles, and trust that it's okay for people to come into your energy and leave, and not be attached, not need to know, just let them go, let them come in, let them go, and allow and attract others who want that same energy. All right, the desire is Two of Wands, the waiting game. But some of you have been in this holding pattern for a long time. I'm getting that some of you have been given opportunities and got distracted, or needed to learn some lessons before you could. It feels like a temporary distraction, some opportunity, maybe from quite a while ago, maybe a year or so ago, where you had this wonderful opportunity, you enjoyed it, you felt like, oh, this is where I'm moving, but then something came up and distracted your energy. Maybe someone, maybe some aspect of your life needed to drastically shift before you could find success in whatever this opportunity is. And so part of you feels like it's been put on hold, but really it feels like there's a part of you that you needed to resolve some issues. You needed to gain some maturity. You needed to gain some independence and strength. You needed to gain some confidence and before you could really take that opportunity and run with it. It looks like you needed to learn some lessons around conflict and disagreements, how to deal with competitive energy and bullies, and clear out toxic, abusive relationships. There's something about what's happened that's cleared out toxicity in your life, at least have given you the opportunity to clear out toxic people, toxic relationships, connections, situations, maybe toxic things that you are addicted to or drawn to. So you could have an easier path on whatever this opportunity is to move forward. Whatever happened was to clear your way to success around a passion project. All right, your lesson is prosperity begins, Ace of Pentacles. For those of you familiar with my readings, I love this card. I love the illustration. I think it's perfect. The opportunity that you're given is a seed. It doesn't mean that it's fully formed or fully abundant, but an opportunity is a seed. And what you do with that opportunity, you can throw it away, you can give it to someone else, ignore it, walk right by it, or you can plant it. You can water it and nurture it and watch it grow and be a part of growing it until it is abundant. In that, I get that there's a lesson. Wow. Part of this message is that you've been given opportunities, and when those opportunities in the past, when you've been given these opportunities, you've had a lack of faith or felt insecure, like you can't do it on your own. I feel like there's been a dependency on others, on needing validation, that this opportunity is for you. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe I feel like you self-sabotage with insecurity. Maybe I need someone else to do this. If you are inspired by an idea, that is the universe. You're tapped into an idea, an opportunity. If someone comes to you with an opportunity, consider taking it. Consider if it really does excite you, if it is something that's amazing and wonderful. There's something about shedding of insecurities and notions that you need someone else to do this with you. It feels like you might be using people around you as training wheels when really the opportunities for you to step into a leading role in your life, a leading role in your story. Maybe in your story, in your life, the monsters have gotten most of your storylines. Your stories, when you talk about your story, it's about the monsters. And so they get all the spotlight in your own story. And I feel like now you are clearing out toxic energies and you're putting yourself in that storyline. So once this happens, the way you perceive your past is very differently. The way you talk about your past is very differently. The way you talk about yourself is very different. Feels very empowering. All right, your higher self is at partnerships and alliances, 3 of Wands. Okay, there's something that you've been planning. There's an opportunity. Opportunity keeps coming up. It feels like around business or some hobby or something that really excites you is what I'm getting. And you've been at this planning for a long time. You've been at this 2 of Wands energy for a long time, a waiting game, waiting for the right time, thinking about it, imagining it, ruminating, wondering when the parts, it's time. All this reading is about it's time. It's time to make decisions. It's time to move forward. It's time to find the people who want to co-create with you or to start creating on your own. It's time to move out. It's time to move out of your comfort zone. It's time to move out from that castle and that 2 of Wands energy and take that passion and trust that you've got the world in your hands and move forward. Wow. Wow. Okay. Your challenge right now is wisdom. Your challenge is to take what you've learned from the past. Feel that all of you who are tuning into this reading have experienced great loss, a lot of hardships. You've investigated some very dark energies around manipulation and misuse of power and lies. I'm getting that this was purposeful, that you wanted to incarnate in a family with these energies, that you wanted to really explore these type of energies, because when you become more yourself, when you awaken, when you enlighten, when you break open and break free, then you have a great deal of compassion and also a roadmap, a lit up roadmap in your energetic body of how to do this, of how to let go of toxic patterning, how to let go of those storylines, how to heal from this, and move forward in your light. Wow. Your challenge is to let what's gone leave. All right. The advice is Ace of Cups. Love begins. Wow. Wow. Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. It's time to love yourself. It's time to pour that cup of love into yourself. It might feel very strange because it feels like a lot of you have spent a lot of time pouring into others. And so it feels like you pour swimming pools of energy and love into others, and you'll give yourself a thimble. It's time to balance that out, to find some balance. I'm getting that by taking these opportunities, by going after what you love, by following your excitement and what inspires you and makes you feel whole and satisfied and fulfilled, that is an act of self-love. And the more that you love and fill your own cup, then your energy informs others that you are worthy and valuable. If you keep waiting for others to see that value in you before you move forward, you're going to be waiting a long time. But by loving yourself enough to follow your dreams and your inspirations, to love yourself enough to be who you've always wanted to be, then others will show up and value and love you. This feels like around this business, this opportunity, whatever this new adventure is, it feels related to that. And it also feels like a possible love opportunity for those of you wanting love. There's something, such an act of self-love to follow inspiration, to shift into that gear of being a free spirit, of exploring yourself and your world, like using that excitement, moving out of the healing phase of the traumas and disappointments. There's something really disappointing that has happened recently. And as you heal and release this energy and accept that the life that you thought you were going to have, maybe with someone or in a specific job, you pictured that, okay, this is where life's going, and then it doesn't. that could be very disappointing and bring up a lot of emotions and like rejection and resentment and disappointment keeps coming up. Now it's time to switch that this is a freedom. You've been given an opportunity you've cleared, or the universe has cleared these people out of your space. And it's time to take that excitement and that freedom and personally transform yourself. That you no longer have to suffer. I think what's so disappointing is that the connections that are clearing were incredibly unsatisfying and disappointing. And on top of that, you feel rejected from the space that was so dissatisfying, and yet it feels more like an addiction, like you needed it. And so just acknowledging that, I'm letting this go. I'm letting someone go. I'm letting these situations that are toxic go. And I'm trusting that this is leading me to a new beginning, new exciting beginning where I'm free to make new choices going forward. I'm free to be myself. I'm free to create the me and the life I've always wanted. So hope this was helpful. Take care. Really appreciate all your likes and comments. And I'm loving meeting many of you in that personal reading space. If you want a reading with me where I look at your personal energies, you're welcome to sign up for a reading. The link is in the description box below. Yeah. All right. Hope you have a great day. Bye.